Hello everyone, Vanguard of Valor here, and welcome back to another episode of Don't Starve! We just fought off our first invasion of hounds, and so far our adventure has been going quite well here as we explore through the creative side of this game. Or I guess the survival side, rather. We've got all kinds of gear accumulating, we've got all wondrous objects to be found, we've got gears which let us power ourselves up, which is pretty cool. We've got a whole world to explore, and we've been doing a good job of that so far in my opinion. But today, it's time to branch out a little bit. We're going through the door. So like I said, our objective with this series is really to go into adventure mode and try and accomplish that task. And I have a feeling that will be very difficult for us, because I've never really tried adventure mode before. But what I do know about adventure mode is that when we go through that door, we are transported into adventure mode, all of our inventory is cleared out, but importantly, everything that we have with us will remain there when we come back. So while we will be losing, potentially, some health and what have you, in the adventure, we'll be losing our gear, getting new things, when we come back into this world once again, we'll be re-equipped with exactly what we have now, at exactly our hunger, health, and sanity, and we'll be able to re-continue from there. So, this is it. Today we activate Maxwell's door. We're going into the other world. Here we go. The doorway to adventure. If we die during adventure mode, we return back to this portal where we may restart the adventure. We're about to step into a long, arduous journey to find Maxwell, and we need to survive 5 worlds, each randomly generated to present a new challenge. There are more than 5 worlds that are potentially generated, as I understand, and we're going to have to give it a shot. So let's go. It begins. Alright, so these worlds are all interesting. Every world that you can potentially get here in the adventure mode has its own restrictions on it, has its own issues, so we're gonna hop in and see what we uncover. There's all kinds of problems that can inevitably be found. We'll see what we're up against first. Whew, I'm excited. I've never really tried adventure mode prior to this, so this should be a real adventure. What do we have here? The game is afoot. Are we in the permanent winter world? Oh boy. Oh, you found my portal, did you? You'd think you would have learned your lesson by now. Let's try something a little more challenging, shall we? I don't know what this is. Divining Rod Holder. Don't know what this does. Seems to point us towards things of value. We'll unequip it for now. I'm going to grab this chest, which has a winter hat, some logs, and some flint in it. And there's a fireplace here. Okay, we're going to have an interesting time here, because I'm not sure really what we can do about this. We're going to have to run around and quickly try and grab resources, because it is instantly winter. So we're going to start feeling the... Actually, you know what? I don't know if we do feel the cold very much as the robot. He doesn't seem to have a cold indicator. Maybe it's just because it's daytime. There's a really long afternoon, which means the period of day when it's cold is much, much longer. We've immediately found some spiders as well, which is bad news for us. We're going to just move around, though, and see what we can find as quickly as we can to hopefully avoid getting obliterated immediately. We're going to need to find some twigs, because otherwise we're not going to be able to make any basic tools. We might actually be in pretty good shape here, given that it doesn't seem like we're getting any colder just yet. It might be that our winter hat's protecting us for now, but we'll have to see. It's an interesting conundrum, to be sure. Alright, let's grab ourselves some of these flints and whatnot. A lot of spiders running around here. A lot of spiders. Hopefully they'll leave us alone for now, and we'll be able to get some quick resource gathering here. Starting in the middle of winter was not exactly what I had in mind. Alright. At least there's a bunch of things nearby we can grab quickly for resources, although this seems like a very small island, doesn't it? Take a look at the map here. Well, we'll see if it expands perhaps down this way, or if we have to go back. Now we're starting to get cold. Okay. Penguins! At least we know now that it's not safe just to hang around, although we did find a marble pillar all by itself, which is weird. Can we make a fireplace here? Yes, we can. So if we start to get any colder, we'll build an emergency fireplace. I do want to look around a little bit first. You know what? We'll build our fireplace here. We can gather some stone overnight. There we go. So he does get cold. Good to know. We'll make ourselves a pickaxe and a regular axe quickly. There we go. Yeah, like I was saying, I'm not sure if things that we acquire stay with us from adventure mode world to adventure mode world, although I believe they do. I think you can prepare in one world and then bring that stuff to the next world if you are careful. This cold is going to be a real problem, though. Hopefully we can get enough resources here to make a heat stone. Look at the penguins! There's so many of them. What does a heat stone require? Can we even make one of those without developing it first? Heat stone, I assumed would be in survival, but I don't see it here. I'm not sure where else it would be. We might have to make a science device first, which shouldn't be too hard to do. Is it a heat item? No, I don't see it. Is it a tool? No? Okay, well let's try and make a science device since we have what we need to make one right now. So we can hopefully get a heat stone, which should hopefully make it more possible for us to actually survive this adventure. We're also going to gather some more wood here quickly. We'll probably be using the divining rod, which I believe lets us find where the tools are. I can't get a description on it, but I'm pretty sure that's what it does. So we're going to grab up a bunch of stone, and then we will continue to work towards our goals here. Should try and keep this heat up, otherwise we will be in trouble. I'll stick one more log on the fire. Good thing we were able to make our pickaxe, because we're going to need it soon. Cook up some more food as well, because we're going to be hungry shortly. That should serve us well. I believe this world will be permanent winter, but we'll see as it develops. Alright, eat the rest of the berries, grab the rest of these resources. We really don't have enough firewood to keep us through the night, though, so we're going to have to go cut down some trees in a hurry, otherwise we're going to be in trouble. Let's try and get that heat stone, though. Where is a heat stone in this list? I know we should be able to make one without too much difficulty, but I don't know where it is. Is it a survival item now? Yes, it is. Thermal stone takes a pickaxe as well. Alright, well, let's make a new pickaxe so we can hopefully make a thermal stone to keep us alive. Survival. Thermal stone. Oh, you need an alchemy engine for that. That explains it. Well, that's unfortunate. I'll quickly make another pickaxe, or another backpack, because we're going to need one of those as well. But that is definitely unfortunate. Alright, we're going to go find some wood, hopefully, and then we can potentially maybe survive this mess. There's not a lot of wood visible down here, though. It's all stone. If we don't find some trees soon, we're going to be in trouble, because we're going to start freezing, and it's going to get dark. We did find some marble trees, which is not exactly what I was looking for. It's interesting, but it's not what I was looking for. But we are really running out of time to find them. I was kind of hoping this massive marble plain here would be a little bit less massive. Okay, there's some trees. We might be able to survive this still. Let's come over here, chop down this one. We're starting to get cold, but we're not freezing yet. So we should be able to chop down enough wood now to put up a fireplace again, although we don't have a whole lot of grass left either, which could make it very difficult, because I don't think we actually have the resources necessary to make ourselves a fire yet. We could potentially make a real fire pit. We are starting to freeze to death quite quickly, though. Do we have enough to make anything that will protect us? Just a real fire pit, which is not what I was planning on building, but we're going to need to, so I'll throw down our fire pit here. That should help us survive the night. We'll cut down some of this stuff as well, and we'll keep going here. Hopefully we'll be able to keep our temperature from freezing now. Whew. Also, notice these trees aren't giving us any acorns, which is somewhat reducing the amount of stuff we can actually burn here. Part of the problem, though, is just that the daylight hours are so short that we get cold really quickly. The winter hat is a nice little bonus, otherwise we'd be even having a worse time, but we'll see if we can turn this in our favor here. We definitely are having a bit of a hard time getting our starting resources. Alright, now it's real night. It's gonna get dark here in a second. Alright, back into the light. Grab this. Is there anything else we can actually do overnight right now? Not really. I can eat some food. Let's equip the divining rod and see what this thing says. Signal strength low. I'm not really sure how it works. really not sure how this thing works. Well, we have it. I'm not sure if it's telling us to go in a direction or if it's just emitting a signal. We'll have to experiment with this a little bit later, but for now, let's try and rearrange our inventory a little bit so things are in a slightly more predictable place. I do like to keep all of my basic resources over here on the left. I find that works out quite nicely. We have our backpack as well if we ever start to gather more things. Oh, look how short the daytime is. It's brutal. Alright, let's go. We need to go find ourselves some things that will help keep ourselves alive. Because right now, we're not looking in too great shape. We might also need a weapon again. This axe is almost worn out. Let's quickly pickaxe this gold again. Because we're going to need more, as we used up our previous gold on that science machine already, and unfortunately had to immediately leave it behind without actually being able to research anything, which is not great. Night is already approaching, which means we're going to start getting cold again. This is an unfortunate place to go first. We didn't have a chance to really prepare anything for this. And there's nothing around us. Nothing useful. Well, lots of stone, which is great, but there's no plants of any kind. There were some trees back there, but we need to find somewhere that actually has grass. Found some spiders. We're going to start freezing again soon, unfortunately. I don't think holding a torch actually protects you. This area looks like it might be swampland. Yes, it is. We've got swamp tentacles. Well, this is really not where we want to be, but we're going to have to keep running. We are freezing, which I believe does slow us down as well. And still, no grass at all. Maybe there's something good over this way? This whole area was just completely devoid of anything to keep us alive. Penguins. More clockwork beasties. Knights and rooks and bishops and whatnot. Go away, we're freezing to death here. I need to get quickly to somewhere I can get myself something to actually provide for us. Because without any grass, we're basically dead. We're really freezing up here. Health is dropping quickly. Still no grass in the world. Still no grass. We're going to have to resort to doing something else. Throw down a fire pit of some kind. This is not where I want to be. Holy cow. Keep running. We're about to freeze to death for real. Never seen that kind of thing before. So many tall birds in a weird little spiral like that, forcing us to go through. Alright, we're about to die, so we're going to smack down our emergency fire pit, except it won't let me. Build the fire pit. And we're dead anyway. Well, that was a disaster. That winter area was unforgiving, with no grass anywhere past the very, very beginning area. That was really hard. Really hard. Abort, retry, fail. No kidding. But yeah, like, that was basically like finding... Not like, I don't know, all of these areas have some grass in them on this map. Maybe there just was intentionally no grass in that challenge mode map, because I know that limited resources are something that can definitely happen in those worlds, but that was a really nasty start. Alright, well, let's try again. We got plenty of chances here. We'll hop back in. Don't know how much we're going to be able to go into it this time, but let's try the adventure one more time, and then we might go and do a bit more resource gathering in this world, adventure for a little bit, and then come back to the door. Try again. That was pretty vicious, though. I was kind of hoping we wouldn't get the all-winter world right away, but we'll see what we get next instead. I'm sure it will be equally challenging. But yeah, I wasn't expecting the world to be so devoid of any use. Oh, the King of Winter! Perfect! Another all-winter world. Alright, Maxwell. I would think you'd have learned your lesson by now. Let's try something a little more challenging, shall we? Alright, we start with a forest fire, so we can... Never mind. I was going to say we can use those trees to keep warm, but apparently not. Ooh, backpack, that's nice. Got some stuff in it too, and we get a rabbit earmuffs blueprint. We'll learn that. And a cat cap blueprint. We'll learn that. Alright, that's not a bad start, but we're going to start freezing pretty soon again. Let's quickly grab this stuff. We'll grab the charcoal as well. That'll do us some good. Alright, then we have to get a move on. We're going to grab some grass and some logs and such and get ourselves ready to survive, hopefully. We have a good amount of resources here to start off this time. This might be a little bit easier, a little bit more reasonable to accomplish. I'm not sure what makes it the King of Winter, though. We might have to deal with deer clops and such in here. So we might need to try and get out of here in a hurry, but we'll see what happens. Alright. Alright. Hopefully this goes a little bit better than last time. Starting to get cold already, though, because this time we didn't actually start with anything to help protect us from the weather. So that's going to be a problem quickly. We're going to need to rush our way into some cold weather gear, because we're already taking cold damage, which is brutal. If we make a torch, we could start to burn things, which might be our best option, really, because if we do things like light these trees on fire, that should protect us from the cold for at least a little while. We might have to wind up torching much of this world, but if that's what it takes, that's what it takes, right? We need some more logs, too, in a hurry, which isn't great either. That one's gone. Alright, over this way. We're going to start taking cold damage again in a second. We have a heat stone this time, so that's good. We need to power that up. We have a bunch of beefalo wool and silk, which we might be able to turn to something to protect us. Can we find a bunch of trees we can burn together, and then we can hopefully use that as a base camp to get some actual wood so we can do more? I don't know. We can burn these trees at the very least. Equip this. Light those trees on fire. Alright, unequip this. Now we'll throw down the thermal stone here to hopefully let it pick up... Oop, don't catch fire myself. Hopefully let it pick up some of that heat. And we need to look quickly at our hats. Do we have enough of anything here? No, we don't have enough of anything. Hey, did you eat my thermal stone? Oh, you jerk. Well, that's bad news. I didn't know they could do that. I did not know the moles would do that. I knew they ate flints and such. I didn't know they'd actually eat thermal stones. Well, this is looking like it's going to be another very quick death. Starting immediately in winter with no supplies is not great. Not great at all. We're already down to half health. We could light some more things on fire if we need to, but that isn't going to keep us alive long term. We don't have any time to really do any exploring anyway. There's not a lot to be found here so far that will help us immediately survive. There haven't even been any rabbits we'd be able to capture to make our rabbit earmuffs. We have one morsel, which isn't bad, but we're still not really able to warm up enough to stop freezing. I get the feeling that you just need to kind of hope you don't get one of the winter ones first, because these are brutally hard when you have no way of protecting yourself at all. We're dead already. There's really nothing we can do here. I'll equip the torch and see if it maybe protects us a little bit from the heat, from the cold. We have 1 health left, and we're dead. Yeah, that's really brutal. So the first 2 times we've tried that, we've gotten 2 different winter-only worlds, both of which have killed us before we had a chance to really attempt anything else. So that's kind of lame. That's kind of very lame. Well, at least we know where the door is. We can go back in and try again shortly. There are a couple things I want to experiment with here, though, like trying to do something with these cats. I get the feeling that they must be able to interact with them in some way. I don't want to attack it. No. Examine. Claws out. I get the feeling you must be able to do something with them. They're very much like cats, and I get the feeling that you can probably interact with them in some fun way. I'm just not sure what that way would be just yet. Let's make ourselves a pickaxe. There we go. We're going to try and go back into adventure mode, because that is, like I said, our objective overall for this playthrough. Grab ourselves some resources while we're here. But yeah, definitely a pickle of a situation, to be sure. Might have to try again, and we'll see what happens. Alright, well, unfortunately I think we are going to end the episode here, since we did try kind of 3 days of in-game adventuring, and I look forward to seeing you again next time. We will attempt adventure mode once more, and hopefully not get so swiftly stomped by the terrible weather. So, until then, bye-bye.